So let me ask you this: is that how y'all look at Diddy? Because we never heard anything about Diddy doing underage.
It's a mixture of that.
But what part though? I never heard of him doing.
I mean, just the acute level of sexual impropriety going on. You know what I'm saying? That's like some listen, rubbing cum on you and taking a bath in the cum. That ain't no normal shit, bro. So even though he's not, he didn't get convicted of being a sexual predator, but everything that you think about and everything that you heard about, that shit is all predatory behavior that's based and rooted in his just sexual proclivities, bro. He a sex demon, and that shit ain't right. And the allow themselves to get their ass touched, that ain't right neither. You don't get a Diddy without multiple things going wrong in society. You don't get a like Diddy without somebody hiding shit for him to allow him to grow to be the monster that he was.
Are you surprised that J-Lo hasn't had to enter the chat?
I'm absolutely surprised at that. I'm absolutely surprised at J-Lo, because J-Lo, she wasn't just with the Diddy shit. She was at Epstein Island too. With what's her ex-husband name? Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He was on Epstein Island. J-Lo a big freak, and she a big freak. She's a horrible whore. She's a horrible whore. And I'm absolutely surprised, as I'm sure everybody else is, that her name wasn't drilled through the mud. But that just goes to show you how much power and influence J-Lo got. J-Lo is a megastar. She ain't just no normal mom. And I believe, honestly, that they wanted that Diddy trial to end like it ended, and we didn't hear anything that we thought we would hear. We thought we would get like the Epstein files. We haven't got them yet. With the Diddy files, we thought that we was gonna get some names, right, above and beyond saying, well, so and so, like Ray J and Jamie Foxx was there and all that other kind of shit. We wanted some. I wanted some names. I wanted the T. I ain't gonna even lie. I want to know which one of these freaky up there, because they allowed to hide. And when you look at how horrible Diddy was as a human being, right? There are other people who was engaged in the shit he was engaged with who are just as horrible. So what has happened is, by not outing and exposing these, you know they're doing the same shit they was doing without Diddy. Diddy didn't create those monsters. Diddy just provided a safe haven or a playground for to come and do the horrible shit he was doing, just like Epstein did.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. When it's all said and done, how do you think this whole Diddy thing will play out?
Diddy, so
he gonna get back home and just get back to it?
He's going to get back home and get back to it. You know why? Because all you gotta do is look at the people. So listen. So the Lil Rod guy, the producer.
Right.
Okay, so listen. Lil Rod has come out. He was a main part of the documentary that 50 Cent produced, right?
Right.
He's sitting up like a little bitch ass, crying like a goddamn victim. So you telling me that he did produce the Love album?
Yeah,
right?
he did. Yeah,
he did do it. What did you get out of it? We now know Diddy was jerking everybody. The reason why we have the documentary in large part is because without that footage, there is no documentary.
Right.
It's just a bunch of people speculating about what he may have done and what he may have said in any particular time. That footage came about because Diddy was a horrible businessman. He didn't pay anybody. He used everybody, and he felt like that he was so powerful and so influential that he can just use people to do what he wanted to do, right? So that's how we got the footage. So, but when you back up for a second, right? Lil Rod, what you was willing to trade in your manhood, not even for fame, because the album came out. And he was no more famous than he was prior to the album came out.
He actually got more famous by exposing himself.
Told y'all this OB media, Dogface goes crazy and he goes up Little Rod. He said that Little Rod have to be lying. You wanted to be there, Little Rod. You're one of Diddy's boy toys, because no way. Sometimes you go to bed, girls are in the bed. Next time you go to bed, Diddy's in the bed, and when you awake, Diddy's smiling with you and your butt is sore. That is just some crazy shit to me. Little Rod wanted to live that experience. He wanted to be around Puff Daddy. So Little Rod been a swinger for a long time, man. He always been gay. Everyone know that something was funny about Little Rod. And you're talking about this shit in a pink polo shirt and trying to play victim. Man, get out of here, man. Diddy went in that booty. But it is what it is, man. You need to watch a full video. Let's get it.
More famous by saying stuck a finger up your ass.
Right.
Now you more famous because you telling the story as a grown 30-year-old late 20, 30 year old to finger up his ass, and you waking up your asshole hurt, right? So you willing to, he didn't just compromise his manhood, he traded his manhood for potential stardom and fame. The Love album came out and we didn't know who Lil Rod was. Yeah. So you traded your asshole for fame that you didn't get. That's the ultimate trick. That's how you know Diddy deserved 25 years for the shit he did. You promise fame, you don't give it to him, you take his ass from him, and then now you're crying like a little bitch. Do I feel sorry for Lil Rod? No, I don't feel sorry for you, because that's the prime example. It's a prime example of trading their own manhood in for fame and fortune that you never get.
But let me ask you this: why don't we feel sorry for Rod? Because if it was a woman telling that story,
because he's a bitch ass a man, and as a man, men operate on different standards, right? Women are the weaker of the sexes. So as a man, you're never supposed to trade your integrity, right? It ain't about what, because we would have never knew that Diddy violated you until you told us, right?
Right.
So your whole thing is you're trying to get famous now. You was trying to get famous by working with Diddy to begin with. You traded in your manhood in the process of creating the album. He could have stopped that shit anytime he wanted to.
But you know what's so crazy though? Like, Lil Rod was telling this story way before Diddy got locked up. He was telling this exact same story, but nobody believed him.
He was telling the story because he didn't get the compensation and the fame that he was seeking.
Right, but what I'm saying is nobody believed him. Like, everybody just kind of brushed it. Like,
they couldn't believe it.
Even one of the male prostitutes told the exact same story that was on the stand, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. There's a whole interview out. But when it comes to males getting molested, it seems like nobody. Bro. In
the culture we live in, bro, we just don't feel sorry for grown men.
Right.
Had it been children involved with this situation, like they initially offered us, they told us there was kids involved in this whole shit going on, and that's what really tune into this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But when it comes to grown men crying and complaining about taking a finger up your ass, I just don't know we ready for that level of forgiveness, or I don't think we empathetic in that way.
We're not.
Because you grown.
We be.
Well, we have to be watchful and mindful, because now we know more than we now know that, bro, listen, we now know that the allure of fame and power, it is so intoxicating that grown men, most of them from the ghetto, are willing to trade their manhood in for a glimpse, or for a second, or for 15 minutes of fame. We now know that. So what Diddy did and him being exposed, he really exposed the whole black culture, right? You can't blame white people for Diddy, right? You can point the finger who you want, but that was Diddy, and everybody who's around Diddy. The Russell Simmons is a freak ass. Russell Simmons was Kamora Lee since he was 15, 16, right? And then somewhere in Bangladesh hiding out where there ain't no extradition. Russell Simmons, they created and groomed. See, Diddy was groomed by the Clive Davises, by the Andre Harrells, and by all them other freaky ass, Kevin Lyle's ass at the top of that shit, were all some freak ass. Period. Simple as that. Who knew that hip hop was that freaky? Now, when Hassan Campbell came out and said African Bambaataa, that story still ain't been told, right? We grew up. I'm old. I grew up with the Zulu Nation and African Bambaataa, right? Couldn't find out all of these New York. So who knew that New York was the bastion for freak ass, homosexual ass, hip hop ass? We know that, and they got the nerve to be talking about how others affected hip hop. No, you introduced homosexuality into the culture. Y'all made homosexuality that we now know fair seeming. Y'all, everybody who in the world of hip hop, who they say was engaged in all this old gay shit, they all from New York City. So Fat Joe, Jadakiss, name of Fabulous, and all the rest of them, y'all in them podcasts, talk about them freak ass up there in NYC, them gargoyle ass vampire ass up there.
You mentioned Ray J. Ray J, he just goes viral.
Doing what?
Just doing wild shit, saying crazy shit. What is your thoughts on Ray J?
Brandy got more heart than that bitch do. Sure. I need Brandy to come save that bitch. He obviously having a nervous breakdown. He's having suppressed memories of oral fixations. Diddy that. He didn't love on that too hard. He didn't put love on that. He didn't put booty dookie love on that. This online, how do we know that Diddy went up in that boy ass? It ain't come out during the court case, right? How do we know that Diddy played in that boy booty? He's telling, he can't wait to tell us. He can't wait to expose to the whole world that Diddy played in his ass. You hear me? That's why I'm telling you the impact of them child molesters and them sexual deviants. The impact of them sexual deviants, he done took that boy manhood, he done played in that boy dookie shoot. He said he woke up in the bed one time and there was women in the bed. He went to sleep, woke up, his ass hurt. Wait a minute, Ray J, but you claiming to be big blood, big Pyru out of LA. Even though we know you's a bitch, you ain't really like that. You woke up with your ass so. Where the fight at? Where the murder at? Ray J just told millions of young black boys that when a drug you and run the motherfucking snake up your dookie chute, when you wake up and you realize your ass hurt and you shitting, before you get to the toilet, you start shitting yourself because your bowels have been knocked loose. He had knocked your bowels loose, right? You ain't never, why you ain't killed Diddy? Why you ain't beat him up? Why there's no stories about you going to jail? Why you ain't called police? Call police. Hey! That went here. Went in here. You ain't fought nothing. All you got is a story. 2, 3 years, 4 years later, bust your back up. Pimp C voice. He busts your back up and all you gotta do is come in here. You ain't what are the stories about you black Diddy gang banging ass, Pyru ass? What are the stories at? Don't forget, I'm blood, I'm blah, blah, blah. You bitch, gauge it. I knew it. When you get to hollering about that, when him and Wack Keisha, Wack 100, when they went to hollering about they got the transgender show, they ain't no normal. That's the best thing you could think of. You in the world of Hollywood, Brandy, Brandy your sister, you already got the ear of certain producers, right? We know what Hollywood look like now. We seen what happened to Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith. Look at Jada's son, his son. We know what's going on out there. So Ray J beat your back up. What you trying to file a lawsuit or something? You a little ride? Part 2? He bust your man. I woke up and it was some bitches. I went back to sleep, woke up and my butt was hurting. He looked behind him and it was just dookie oozing out his butt. And his asshole was so. And all he see is Diddy over there smiling. What? Where the fight at? Where the police at? The fire department, I'm gonna burn this bitch to the ground, bitch. I'm gonna stab your bitch ass up and I'm gonna burn this to the ground. Ain't none of that happen. They trying to normalize being a boy. They trying to, you a victim? You a victim, Ray J? Since when you been a victim? You been a shit talking ass. I the whole Kardashian ass. Come to find out, you really a bitch ass. You really a victim minded. What's the difference between Ray J and Lil Rod right now? There is no difference. Ain't no difference. He a and we ain't trying to hear that shit. Nigga, you been screaming at the moon, bust your back up. We don't believe you. I think you just trying to get some type of special. I think Ray J trying to get a check. I don't think Diddy drugged him at all. I think he did engage in some sexual deviant ass, baby oil ass shit. I think he really trying to get a check. I think he's trying to latch on to the anti-Diddy sentiment, and I think he's trying to get a check, bro. I think he's trying, but that's how he is. I think he wanted a book deal, a movie deal, a special 50 Cent didn't put him in the documentary. I think he's trying to get some type of spin-off series of 50 documentary. I don't believe that Diddy did nothing that he ain't want to have done to him. I don't believe that. I don't believe he drugged him at all. It don't take drugging Ray J. Ray J, Ray J, Wack 100 is two of the in urban culture, bro.
So let's talk about this whack you versus Whack 100, man. Like
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, after we left here, the back and forth with you, Whack 100, y'all got on the stream, academic stream. First time that you got on there, seemed like you was able to shut him down. Explain to me, what is the issue between you and Whack 100, first and foremost?
First of all, Whack 100 is one of the most manipulative, he's one of the most destructive forces in black entertainment that we have right now. I'm going to put, as far as destructive, I'm not even going to put Charleston White on the list of most destructive forces. I think the most destructive, because we talked about the power of YouTube.
Right.
I think the most destructive forces in the YouTube streets, as we affectionately call it,
right,
I think it is Adam 22 and his whole No Jumper brand. Because that shit is Jerry Springer on steroids, bro. You put uneducated black men, gangbangers from the Crips and Bloods and Pyrus, you put them in a situation where they're going back and forth. It's natural animosity that exists between those people to begin with, right? You've turned streets into gossip columnists. You turn streets into just who are actively in the streets. You turn into just the most talkative bitch in the world. They're not YouTubers. They ain't podcasters. You put these untrained, simple-minded ass fools in front of a camera and let them be. It's shit gone wild, right? So when it comes to Whack 100, I don't even know about what he do to nobody else. But about a year ago, he came out and he told the story about what happened between 42 Doug and Offset at the QC compound in Atlanta when Offset and Doug got into it over a dice game gone wrong. He tells the story about 42 Doug getting socked, getting his pockets ripped, getting his pockets ran. All that shit was fake. I was in Atlanta when it happened. Doug from the east side of Detroit. I'm from the east side of Detroit. When the shit went down, I got 2 phone calls from 42 Twin, who was big. He was big homie in the whole it's not 42, it's 42. And 42 stand 4 and 2 is 6. That's 6 Mile. Niggas, that's where for people who don't know. It ain't 42, it's 42. 4 plus 2 is 6 Mile, right? So he told the story about what happened to Doug. When he initially told the story, he talked about how the QCP opened up the studio so that Blueface and Quavo could work and do some music together. He said because he was the oldest person there, he was like the OG there. When the gambling gang went crazy, went to the left and shit broke out, he separated the two, kind of like squashed the shit, right? That should have been the only story he told.
Man, this interview is interesting, man. Something is definitely wrong with Ray J, because no way you're gonna come out and say that Diddy took your butt and your ass have been running ever since. You can't use the toilet. That is just some crazy shit to say. I don't believe that Diddy forced any of these ninjas to do gay activities, because Lil Rod was getting promises. Diddy said that he was gonna give him $250,000 and he was gonna buy him a house and he was gonna make him be the best producer at the Grammys, and he believed. So he continued to open his mouth and his asshole. So I don't feel sorry for Lil Rod. He deserved that shit. He wanted to be a star. He wanted to be recognized. But that the only thing Lil Rod got recognized for is for being a gay and a queer. Because no way I'm gonna be in a room, sometime I go to bed, girls are in the bed, next time I go to bed, Diddy's in the bed, and my ass is sore, and I did not do shit. Man, I would have wobbled to the kitchen and get a knife. Man, crime of passion. Man, something is definitely wrong with these type of ninjas. So now you're coming out with lawsuit. You're just looking to money grab. Nothing is gonna come of this shit. So all of these ninjas be doing gay activities with Diddy, and just because they did not got the promises, they're pissed. And the only wish that Ray J ever got is one wish. He can't get a next one. He's trying so hard. He's doing backs in match, all type of thing to stay relevant. So Ray J just need to sit down, man, and wait for his time. Because I understand that Ray J is going through a sickness. A lot of shit is happening with Ray J at this point. But Ray J just need to chill out or something. Stop running up your blood pressure, ninja. You need to stop this shit. You're old. You're not young anymore. This shit is crazy out here. But everything what Diddy did, we needed to hold this ninja accountable, man. He was holding guys down, taking their booty. He was doing all type of freaky shit. He was getting guys with BBC to bang his chick while he stay and watch and masturbate. And then he rubbed the shit on his nipples. That was just the weirdest thing I ever heard. That was just disgusting. I was saying, what type of fetish is that? Cuckold is already a fetish. Once you're in a room with the next guy and you'll be enjoying and directing that shit like it's a movie, man, something was definitely wrong with that freak. He was the freak of the century, and he's taking a lot of rappers' booty, allegedly. He be clapping a lot of cheeks. So I understand when Diddy is not out here, a lot of people don't got no opportunity to be stars or to get certain deals that they want. Because Diddy got so much power, he can help you to make money. He can put you in a position to make money as well. He got all of the connections. But everything what is going on with Diddy, it is just karma coming to bite him in the ass. He deserved every shit that he got. He deserved to be behind bars. Because no way you was continue doing this shit and think that nothing was gonna come of it. But it is what it is, man. It's OB Media. Have a blessed day.
Last night I watched the Armand Wiggins interview with Flash. This is Flash right here. He's one of the escorts that Diddy and Cassie hired for their freak-offs. He was not subpoenaed in the case or anything, but he did just share some freak-off details with us, and that's Armand over there in his Diddy outfit. So Flash was working as a stripper in California, and one day he got a phone call from a woman saying that her and her husband were interested in hiring him to do a show for them, and they would pay him $1,500, but he had to come immediately. It was I think he said 3 o'clock in the morning or something when they called, and then when he was halfway there, the girl calls him back and says, bring baby oil. It has to be Johnson & Johnson. If you can't get that, don't come. So he goes to CVS and buys the biggest bottle of Johnson & Johnson baby oil he could find. He said he bought the $40 bottle. When he got to the house, Cassie greeted him in a wig. Mind you, he didn't know it was Cassie yet. He didn't know what was going on. But she greeted him. He had his bag with his stripper clothes in it. She said, you won't be needing that. She sits him down at the couch. He looks at the coffee table. He said it was just a whole bunch of drugs on the table. Everything was all sectioned off into different categories. There was white stuff over here, pink stuff over there, blue stuff over here, green stuff over there. Just anything you could want. He said he didn't take any of it. Smart. You don't be taking drugs in a stranger's house. He said he brought his own weed. He just sticks to his own stuff. He don't be dabbling in other people's substances. So they were just sitting on the couch, vibing, listening to music. At one point, Cassie goes into the bedroom and she's gone for a whole hour. Flash fell asleep. When he woke back up, he realized the music stopped. So he turns the laptop on to start the music back on. And he realizes that the laptop has a Bad Boy logo on it. And then he starts putting two and two together and realizes the girl is Cassie. Cassie told him not to touch the laptop and don't be touching shit. But then eventually he makes his way into the bedroom and there is a masked man just kind of sitting in a chair in the bedroom with a shirt on, no bottoms, the pecker just out. And he said Diddy had his own baby oil. He had a whole personal bottle of baby oil just for himself. He said that Diddy started directing Cassie on what to do. He made Cassie take his shirt off and start rubbing oil on his chest. Diddy told her to pull his dick out. It was really weird. It was really weird. So eventually they got to the part where they had to have sex with each other. And Flash said he couldn't get all the way hard because Diddy was in the background just beating off and it was loud. You could hear him beating his meat. That's how hard he was going with him and his personal bottle of baby oil. So I guess Diddy realized that Flash couldn't get it up because, Diddy was distracting him. So Diddy kind of walks out of the room and then you hear him yell from the living room, "That dick better be hard." But anyway, with Diddy out of the way, he was able to get all the way hard and he started smashing Cassie. So he says a few minutes into it, he starts hearing the beating off noise again and then realizes Diddy is back in the room, back in the little easy chair. And there's basically secret doors and shit in the room so Diddy can come and go without you realizing. Flash ends up finishing on Cassie's chest. and then he leaves to get in the shower. Now, he didn't find out until the court case that Diddy was actually playing in, you know, the splooge, if you will. So, you know, that was happening. But Flash said that they paid him $5,000. Remember, he only agreed to $1,500. He got $5,000. And he said, like, he was a regular. He said he met up with them 8 different times. 7 of those times he got $5,000. One time he only got $3,800. But he said he made enough money with Diddy and Cassie that he was able to put down a down payment on a house. So, you know, some of them was only getting like $500 and $800. He was getting thousands. I don't know what was so special about Flash, but shout outs to him. And Armand was just grinning ear to ear the whole time. You could tell Armand wanted a piece. I'm not mad at it though. Great journalism. And I just gave a summarized version. If you want like the whole thing, go watch it on Armand's YouTube channel. You will not regret it.